So I decided to change around the NFL a bit. Now, starting off right away, the Steelers, Patriots, and Raiders records are technically one game off, but they're actually not. It is a glitch. It's a visual glitch because if you go to the Steelers right here, you can see they're 3-1. So I don't know why the visual glitch is there, but the Patriots, I think it will correct itself in the end. Steelers and Raiders will correct themselves. But how I have this set up now is based on current record in the NFL. So we have the new AFC East, which is the Steelers, Colts, Bills, Jacksonville. New AFC North, which is Chargers, Patriots, Denver, and Houston. New AFC South, which is Bengals, Chiefs, Baltimore, and Raiders. New AFC West, which is Miami, Cleveland, Tennessee, and New Jersey. Or the Jets, what do you want to call them. The NFC North is now going to be Seahawks, Vikings, Commanders, and Rams. The NFC South is Falcons, Bears, Cardinals, and Packers. The NFC East is Lions, Eagles, Bucks, and 49ers. And finally, the NFC West is Cowboys, Panthers, Saints, and Giants. So those are your new divisions. And obviously, this is all set up to hopefully have the best team possible. I guess have one, each division should have at least somewhat of a decent team. I don't know. I want chaos, and I went with chaos. So let's go right into this, and let's see how this ends up shaking out. Now, the schedules are all the same, so I didn't change your schedules. So, for example, you're not going to, per se, be playing your divisional opponent guaranteed every single week. But you do now have loaded divisions like the Steelers here, like the Colts, like the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Buffalo Bills. And then you have really crappy divisions where somebody has to make the playoffs with a crappy division. The air quotes, Ravens should make the playoffs, but who knows. Let's go ahead and sim this, though. The Bills, obviously, I'm going to assume are going to be one of the best teams in the league as they are currently now 6-2. I also recently found out if you go over to this section right here and you click X, or X or square on PlayStation, you get a weekly recap show. I didn't know this was a thing. I just recently found this out. But yeah, you get a weekly recap show. Now, if you go to halftime, the new halftime system in Madden 26 has the exact thing you're seeing right here. Except there's a weekly recap show now. And it shows off the 7-2 Patriots, right? And it actually has the game like this. And again, like I said, it did the same thing. This is it did this same thing with halftime, but now you can do it in the menu as well. And it actually goes through the games and stuff and shows off stuff, which shout out to EA Sports, because I think that's probably the coolest thing they've done in a very long time. Kind of gives me, vibes of back in the day with Aaron Andrews and that kind of stuff. But, okay, so how do I get... Okay, there we go. Skip. Yeah. Let's go back to the actual video. Just thought that was a cool concept. I never knew that. You hit X when you're in this menu, and you can get into that. All right, so the Dolphins beat the Bills. That's an interesting fun. Going into Week 12, we play the Houston Texans. And so far, the divisions are kind of interesting. Patriots are 10-2, and they're leading the AFC North. Ravens are 7-4, but that division is actually a lot closer than it looks. The AFC West is absolutely atrocious. The AFC East is actually we have 3 7-4 teams and 1 5-6. So this was my point, to try to make super divisions where everyone is the best. And so far, it looks like that is happening, which I'm pretty happy about. But then you're also going to have the AFC South. Wait, hold up. Timeout. Is that the AFC West is the one that sucks? Okay, the AFC South is pretty okay. The AFC West has 4 3-10 teams. That is so bad. Oh, wow. That is atrociously bad. And one of those teams has to make the playoffs. That's the sad part. See? I'm not letting the bottom of the barrel NFL teams be able to skip out in the playoffs. Someone who sucks is going to make the playoffs. And the Jets made it at 4-13. So let's just take a look at this. So AFC North is won by the 13-4 Patriots. The AFC South is won by the 11-6 Ravens, 10-7 Chiefs. The East has 12-5, 11-6, and 9-8. Somehow, some way, the Steelers find a way in. The 4-13 Jets win the AFC West. 11-6 Rams. We have the Cardinals at 10-7. 15-2 Eagles. 14-3 Lions. 13-4 49ers. And 10-7 Bucks. This is what I wanted. This is the chaos I wanted. I wanted a juggernaut division, and I got one. And then we have the Cowboys one in the West, which is interesting. All right. So we got two, theoretically speaking, juggernaut divisions, but it's not the same. It's not the same. All right, who gets to play the Jets? The Jets are 4 seed. Man, the Jets being 4 seed is hilarious. Now, I don't think stats are going to change in any way because they still played their same schedule. It's just who makes the playoffs and who doesn't. That's really what this video is about. But Joe Burrow won MVP, so I'm going to, kind of gas that up as much as possible. All right, so let's see week 1 of the playoffs. So first round of the playoffs, the Steelers lost to the Jags. Okay. The Bills beat the Jets 37-13. Yeah, it seems very much so like they should never have been in that situation, so it's kind of funny. Chiefs beat Ravens, so now it's 1 versus 6, 2 versus 5. We have Bucks beat Rams, 49ers beat Cowboys, and we have the Lions beat Cardinals. Nice. Let's go on to the next one. Let's see how our next little thing shakes out here. We got Patriots beat the Chiefs. Jags beat the Bills, so now we have 1 and 2 seed against each other. We have the Eagles win by 1 point. Niners win, so now we have 1 versus 6. And that's going to result in, survey says here, a Super Bowl between the Jacksonville Jaguars and, not Jaguars, 49ers versus Patriots. 34-3. The Jags never stood a chance. So number 1 seed versus number 6 seed, which is the chaos I wanted. And I did receive my chaos, thankfully. And the Niners win against the Patriots. Nice. I didn't know how this video was going to go. So I'm happy it ended with somewhat of chaos. Tell me down below your thoughts, opinions. See you guys next one.